Hey guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I recently shared a video called my crafty capsule, or what is a crafty capsule, explained that it's just basically a collection of supplies that I intend to select at the beginning of the month, use throughout a month, and get creative with throughout the month. In addition to sharing my capsule that I'm working with, I would also like to share videos showing you how I'm using it. So that's what this one is. This one is going to show you how I take those pieces and put them to work in my creative journal. I will show a flip through at the end of the month that's more comprehensive of like how I've used a ton of different pieces, but I just wanted to dive in and show you specifically one day. And I want to emphasize in this video, and I probably will throughout the video, but just staring at a blank page can be super intimidating, and I get that. I feel it too. Like, and the bigger the page, the more intimidating. That's part of why I've shrunk down to a little B6 this year. It's a very doable size. So part of my advice in like being able to stick to a project like this was to create some type of a capsule where you're kind of shrinking your supplies down to a specific group, using the heck out of them. And my second tip is to put something down on the blank page. Just start something. Pick a fave. So ideally you have all these little supplies sitting on your desk or in your space, and you stare, and which one catches your eye? Like this little bunny that you're going to see here catches my eye. I immediately want to put it on my page. I've been eyeing it for a few days, and it's like finally like, it's your turn. Go, go. And I don't really know where I'm going with that. I don't have a story about a bunny to tell. It is not Easter. There's nothing, specifically related in my life to this bunny, but we're going to pull it together and just kind of play with it. It brings me joy to do this, to take a random little bunny and pair it with some other items. But again, back to like just the blank page, grab something, pick a fave, add some friends. So let's go dive in and see how this one works out. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick little flip through of my first few days here, and I'll give a more extensive overview, like I said, at the end of the month. But this gives you a chance to see like, oh, do you like this style? If not, thanks for stopping by. But if you do enjoy this, you might want to stick around to kind of see how my process is in creating these pages. All right, here it is, the dang blank page that we all dread, right? But it's such an opportunity. So if you think of it like that, all you have to do, or at least what I find, is to plonk something down. And I don't give too much thought. Like I had mentioned before, that little bunny has been catching my eye, so here we go. We're going to grab it, and when I lay it down, I can see that little bit of curvature, and I immediately think, oh, a number 6. You're going to immediately see a bunch of supplies appear on the screen, and I haven't given a lot of thought to this. All I knew is that I wanted the bunny, but now all of a sudden I'm pulling a grid here, and I consider this a little bit of a home base. It's like something to ground, so the bunny's not just floating on the page. So I'm taking my bunny, my first favorite thing that caught my eye, and I'm just slowly starting to pair it with some friends so that it's not alone. I'm just kind of into creating these little clusters. I think that Tracy Revel really inspired me. Like, she started to layer out washi tapes and different things, and oh, I was so entranced. So that's something that has inspired me, and I've been enjoying doing that with my products, just taking little things, pairing them. I really pay attention to the shapes. Like I said, the bunny kind of having that curve, so I wanted to, bring those together, and you'll see how they kind of come together. But then another stamp will catch my eye, and I'll layer another little thing. Here I am checking my front page because I swatched out all of my ink colors, and I'm trying to select what color I want, so I refer to that all the time. Highly recommend doing that. Once you've picked some inks, swatch them in the project you're working in so you can see how those ink colors truly appear on your pages. But yeah, and then I find I have this little Jomo stamp. I have it set out in my little dish of stamps on my desk. It's one that I keep pulling over and over because I'm kind of just living there this month, just totally happy to be missing out, totally happy to be a little recluse homebody, and I don't mind missing out on any other activities. But can you see how the curve in that bunny kind of hops over the 6? And it's not that hard. I just kind of grabbed. If you think it in terms of like, the first thing that catches your eye, the bunny, plus a home base, obviously I'm adding the date in there and just choosing to kind of accessorize around that. I love how the graphic of the Jomo stamp kind of pulls in a little bit of, I don't know. I don't know what that pulls in. It pulls in something for me. And I think that this little cluster all turned out really cute. I love to come through and add these little sparkles too. And I probably am overdoing the sparkles a little bit this month, if I'm honest, but I'm having fun with them. So it's whatever I want to do on my pages, right? Same thing goes for you. So this little cluster, it's technically enough for my page. If I just wanted to add journaling, I could call that a day, but I have a doctor appointment this day and I really want to use that cat collage sticker. So I'm going to pull that guy out, And you're going to see in a second here, yeah, this is a washi tape roll from Paper Minty Studio. My friend Holly tipped me off on this. Thank you, Holly. I feel like I use it a ton. I love these colors. They go well with my capsule. I didn't actually set that out as like part of my capsule shoot, guys. Definitely added it. So I use these kind of alongside the cat collage stickers or anything else that I just feel like needs a friend. They just are a good little friend to pair because I'm trying really hard not to just stick a sticker on by itself. Is that okay to do? Totally. Do I do it sometimes? Yes. But I don't know. I just feel like it grounds the little stickers especially when I don't stick it right down like half of their face. So half of their face has something behind and half doesn't. I've been trying to be more mindful of that. Okay, and then we're just going to come through, add some more sprinkles because that's just what I've been doing. And I'm sorry, my paper kind of edges closer and closer to the bottom of the screen. I do fix it in a second, so hang with me. But the next thing up is I've been using these Skosh stickers every day. Like obviously I've already stamped my 6, but it's just something that I've kind of had fun with. I've had fun finding little nooks and crannies for them, or again, finding places to pair them on my page. So you can see that I added the 6. I have the big stamped 6. I may even add another one. So, there's just no such thing as too many dates. These alpha stickers are super cute. They're from the Cocoa Daisy, I believe, the journaling kit. I love the font. I love that they're vellum. There's just a lot of things going for them. And I spotted those and started to stamp. Well, instead of stamping out doctor appointment, I went ahead and used these. I felt like it looked nice with the paper that's across the hall there on the next page. So we're just going to go ahead and load those up. I really love these Savannah alphabet stamps that I pull out next to just stamp out appointment. They're small, tiny, they fit really nicely, and I know that they're not available from Carrie anymore, but just finding yourself a tiny little alphabet, you'll be surprised. Well, it depends on the size of your book. For me, a tiny alphabet is coming up clutch in the smaller B6 size. If you're using more like the Hemlock and Oak Cossack size for your journal, you can get away with larger alphabets. So kind of just depends on what you're working in, I suppose. But I love these. Well, I really do love having all of these supplies kind of scattered right there within eyesight on my desk. It can be a little bit of a drawback because I do get distracted. I am working on that left page and then I'm like, ooh, look at that pretty floral. I bet it would look really nice on that darker background. So obviously it can be a blessing and a curse, but I just go ahead and play with that for a second, give myself a chance to just experiment. And then the next thing that catches my eye is a full sheet of washi strips. I believe it's like a full washi strip sticker. You're going to see it here in a second, those stripes. So I'm like, ooh, maybe I could do something with that. You can see there that I just cut it off screen. My trimmer's on my other table. So I'm just going to take that little strip and add it to the side of my home base over there that I stamped. I am going to trim it down. I don't want it to go the entire length of my sheet of paper. I just kind of want it to be slightly longer than what I've stamped there. So it's a part of that little specific group, not just the whole page. And then I'm really proud of myself because normally as I pulled that off the backing, there was a teeny tiny sliver of that pattern left. You can kind of see it there. Sorry, it's basically off screen. But I see that like, oh, I just have this teeny tiny sliver of that same stripe. Why throw that away? So I end up finding a little house for it over there on to the left of the doctor appointment cluster. And I feel like it works out cute and kind of repeats that same look over here on a different part of my page. So this is a perfect example of like a little morning session for me. I came in the morning. I had not yet had my doctor appointment, so I didn't video the actual journaling that I added onto this. I just wanted to bring you through more for this creative process. I'll pop a picture up here of how the page looked, once I was finished. But I hope that that gets you guys kind of an idea of how these little things come together. I think it's nice to see it broken down for me when I look at someone else's page. I can't always tell like what's stamped, what's a sticker. So this maybe helps give you guys a clearer image of that. And then also I just hope that it inspires you to dig out some of your stuff and start playing. There isn't a perfect way to do it. I'm sharing the way that I broke it down, but it's not the right way. It was the right way for this page today. I'll do something different tomorrow, I'm certain. But I just thought like, oh, if I could follow those steps when I'm in a rut or I can't quite figure out how to deal with a blank page, just picking something, finding some friends, and going to town. I hope that this video was helpful for you if you're just getting started. I'd also remind you just to be kind to yourself through this process. Not everything that we create is immediately a masterpiece, but they're all little pieces that we can learn from as we dial into our own styles. So I appreciate you watching, appreciate you being here, and I hope you get a chance to do something creative today. Take care.